Shalom Aleichem everyone. It is now Erev Yom Kippurim, and I wanted to share with you a short idea about the Haftorah that we read Mincha time after Yonah. Baruch Hashem, we had a very strong and beautiful Rosh Hashanah in Yeshiva, strong Aseret Yemei Tshuva, and now we're getting ready for the big day, the Yom HaChasima. And perhaps towards the end of the day, the climax of the day, as the sun is beginning to set, we're finished Musaf, the long Musaf, we're davening Mincha, and we have this striking Haftorah. And it's a very short Sefer, but a very, very fascinating Sefer. And when you take a look at the Sefer, there's a lot of themes. And the simple reason that we read this Sefer at this point of the day, on Yom Kippur, is it's a story of tshuva, and the common answer and the common reason, it's a story of tshuva of the people of Nineveh. And Yonah travels to Nineveh, he wants to resist, he runs away from Hashem, etc., he's swallowed by the whale, v'chulei, but ultimately he gets to Nineveh, he exhorts them to do tshuva, and they do tshuva. And the simple reason that we read this Haftorah on Yom Kippur is because of the tshuva story of this nation, this city called Nineveh. However, first of all, the Sefer is not called Sefer Nineveh. It's called Sefer Yonah. And it seems quite clear that yes, while Perek Gimel is the story of the tshuva of Nineveh, what Sefer Yonah is really about is not Nineveh. Nineveh is a chapter. What the story is about is Yonah and his striking attempt. He's a Navi B'Yisrael, but his striking attempt to run away from God, to think that he can escape his mission in life, is very unusual. And we find in the beginning of the Navi, Yonah is given a command, Kum lech el Ninveh ha'ir ha'gdolah ukra aleha ki also rasam b'nei Hashem. And Yonah says, I'm out of here. I am not going. He seeks to run away. He boards a boat. But you can't run away from God. And Hashem tracks him down, if you will, creates a great storm. And perhaps another aspect of the reason that we read the story of Yonah here on Yom Kippur is we find that the malachim, the sailors on this boat that Yonah is on, they themselves do tshuva. All of them daven to their God, and they realize ultimately that it is Yonah's God that is the true God. And when they cast him overboard, so they bring karbanos, they bring zvachim. Perek Aleph ends with them bringing zvachim lelokei Yisrael. So there is an element of tshuva already, not just in Nineveh, Perek Gimel, but also when it comes to the malachim, the sailors. But again, I don't think the story is really about the sailors either. It's about Yonah. Yonah thinks he can run away. Yonah tries to run away to Tarshish. Yonah tries to hide and sleep away on the bottom of the boat. Yonah says, throw me overboard. And he's swallowed up by the whale, the Dag Hagadol. And we continue. And then really the climax of this Navi, and that's what I want to focus a few minutes on, is in Perek Dalet. And there's a very, very striking dialogue that Hashem and Yonah have. And we are told that Yonah is frustrated. He says, I knew, Hashem, you were going to accept the tshuva of Nineveh all along. That's why I ran away. I knew that you are a Kel, Rachum v'Chanun, and what's the point? You wanted me to go send a message. You have me running around, but of course you are going to accept their tshuva, and Yonah's frustrated. And we're told of this story at the end of the Sefer. And what exactly does this mean? Vayetze Yonah min ha'ir, he leaves the city, and he takes a rest. Vayeman Hashem Elokim kikayon. And this plant grows above Yonah, and Yonah is very relieved because it's very hot. Vayal me'al Yonah liyost se'el al rosho l'hatzilo mera'ato. And it provides shade to save him from the challenges of this very hot day. And Yonah is very happy. Vayismach Yonah ala kikayon simcha gdola. And then the pasuk says, Vayeman ha'elokim. And I want to focus. It's Elokim, the Shem Hashem of Din, that brings now the next day tolas, a worm, balos hashachar. It attacks this plant and dries it out. Bye-bye plant. No more plant. And then Vayeman Elokim, Once again, Elokim comes, Hashem Midas Hadin, brings a hot desert wind. The Shemesh, the sun, is beating down on Yonah's head. Vayitalaf, and he faints. It's overwhelming. He says, Vayishal es nafsho lamus, and he wants to die, says Yonah. Vayomer tov mosi mechayai, I'd rather die than bear this. Vayomer Elokim, once again, the Shem Elokim El Yonah, Hahetev charalach, I did good by you. Was it so terrible when you had that kikayom? And Yonah says, what's it worth? What's it worth? It was taken away. And then the pasuk tells us, Vayomer Hashem, a shift. A shift from Elokim to Hashem, Vayomer Hashem, and Hashem says to Yonah, look at you. I gave you this kikayon, this gourd that provided you shade. And I took it away the very next day. And look at how depressed you got, how angry you got by losing that gourd that you had one day as a shade, and now you lost it the next day. And Hashem is telling him a tremendous message. Vayomer Hashem, Ata chasta ala kikayon. You're so upset that you lost that plant, that shade tree. Asher lo amalta bo, you had worked on it, not a whit. V'lo gidalto, you didn't grow it. Shebin lailo chaya ubin lailo avar. It was here today, gone the next day, and look at you. And it got you into a bad mood. You lost this. You lost something that was valuable, that was important to you. And you didn't put any effort into it whatsoever. V'ani lo achus al ninve ha'ir hagdola asher yesh ba harbe mishtei esrei ribo adam asher lo yada ben yimino l'smalo v'hem arabah. And I shouldn't have mercy on the people of Nineveh, a great city, a great population that has a history, that has a past, that may even have a future, that has a lot of livestock, a lot of people. I shouldn't have mercy on them. And that's the end of the Navi. And I believe there's a fundamental argument, machlokes, in this dialogue between Yonah and Hashem. And it really permeates the entire Sefer. Hashem has a mission for Yonah, and Yonah starts running away. What's the point? What's it all worth? Yonah seeks to flee. Why is he running away? What's his agenda? What's his argument, his taina against Hashem? So I believe the answer is that Yonah understands that Hashem at the end of the day is Hashem kel rachum v'chanan. Hashem is a merciful God. And Hashem knows, he's going to send me to Nineveh, they're going to do some perfunctory tshuva, and Hashem's going to accept their tshuva. And that was frustrating to Yonah, because I think Yonah sees himself as a midas hadin person. You sin, you're evil, you're ra, you're wicked, you deserve to die. That's what you deserve, and the world should be run with a sense of midas hadin. And therefore Yonah says, this is all folly, this is not emes, this is not real, it is not right. If you want to issue judgment, issue judgment. But to run me around, they're going to do a little tshuva, they're going to put on some sackcloth, they're going to fast a little bit. If you look at the Navi, they're even going to put the sackcloth on their animals, which indicates this is an external kind of tshuva. But you can accept that, God, and that's not the kind of world I'm interested in. So Hashem Elokim, the Midas Hadin, Elokim, comes to Yonah and says, here, plants this gourd. This gourd appears and then gets taken away. And Yonah is in a bad mood. He's frustrated. It bothers him that he had it one day, didn't have it the next. And Hashem, really Elokim, is sending Yonah a message. Yonah, you want a world that is governed by pure justice, by pure din, by Elokim? These kinds of things are going to happen. One day you have it, one day you lose it, and you can't survive. You're going to ask for death. Tovli maves michayai. It's better death than to live in such a harsh world. And Hashem has the last word. It's Vayomer Hashem at the last pasuk, last two pasuk of the Navi. And we're told Hashem says, you were so frustrated and upset about this gourd that was here today and is gone tomorrow, and that bothered you so much. And I shouldn't worry and be concerned about the future of a great city, a great Nineveh. This Navi is not about Nineveh. This Navi is about Yonah and about a fundamental dialogue about how the world should be run and how Hashem runs the world. Yonah is a man of din, justice, midas hadin, emes. Because rachamim, mercy, is inherently sheker, is not really real. It's not authentic. There's some falsity in sheker. I'm not getting what I deserve. And Hashem says, no, you don't understand. The world, to be miskayim, to exist, requires a sense of rachamim. And that's the only way. It's the only way. We need it on an individual level, and we need it on a global level. And that's the last pasuk. Hashem has the last word. Yonah has no response. We're left to wonder what Yonah thinks. But I believe this is exactly why we read this Navi, and we don't read it at Shachris. We read it now at the end of the day. And basically we've gone through a full day of Yom Kippur, and we're tired, and we're thirsty, and we're hungry, and we've already davened a tremendous amount. And we hit the end of the day, Mincha time, Ne'ilah time, and we come to a very stark realization. We don't deserve, perhaps, a good din. Our tshuva has been lacking. Our mitzvahs have been lacking. Too many averos. The chasimas hadin we don't really deserve. But then we read Yonah Hanavi, and we read Hashem's words kiviyachol back to him, and we say, listen, Hashem, we don't have merits. We're pleading for the one way that you run the world, and that is with midas harachamim. You told Yonah, and you told the world in that Navi, that that's what the world needs. That's how the world operates. It can't operate with Elokim. It has to operate with the midas harachim, with the midah of Hashem. And that's the message of Yonah. And at the end of the day, where we tried everything, we're all out of gas. We say to Hashem, we just plead to the mercy of the court, have rachamim. Run the world as you say you do, with that sense of rachamim. And then we'll be zocher to a chasima and to a tshuva shlema. And that's why perhaps at the end of the day, dafka, when we're out of gas, all we have left is the plea for rachamim. That's a fundamental plea. It's one that permeates what the day is all about, and we should be zocher through that plea, through a heartfelt plea, through a strong ne'ilah, through hearkening the beautiful words of Yonah Hanavi in the Haftorah that we read Mincha time, that we should be zocher to Rachamei Shamayim, to Hashem looking at us in a way of beneficence, and Mirtz Hashem be zocher to a true Tshuva Shlema, a Gemar v'Chasima Tova, and a Shana Tova Mevarechet.